राम राम हरे हरे। हरे कृष्णा 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 हरे हरे, हरे राम 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 हरे हरे। हरे कृष्णा कृष्ण कृष्ण हरे हरे, हरे राम 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 हरे हरे। हरे कृष्णा कृष्ण कृष्ण हरे हरे, हरे राम 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 हरे हरे। हरे कृष्णा कृष्ण कृष्ण हरे हरे, हरे राम 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 हरे हरे। हरे कृष्णा कृष्ण कृष्ण हरे हरे, हरे राम 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 हरे हरे। हरे कृष्णा कृष्ण कृष्ण हरे हरे, हरे राम 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 हरे हरे। हरे कृष्णा 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 हरे हरे, हरे राम 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 हरे हरे। हरे कृष्णा 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 हरे हरे, हरे राम 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 हरे हरे। हरे कृष्णा 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 हरे हरे, हरे राम 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 हरे हरे। हरे कृष्णा 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 हरे हरे, हरे राम 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 हरे हरे। हरे कृष्णा 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 हरे हरे, हरे राम 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 हरे हरे। जय किशोर किशोरी जय किशोर किशोरी जय किशोर किशोरी जय किशोर किशोरी। जय गौरनिताय जय गौरनिताय गौरनिताय जय गौरनिताय जय जगन्नाथ जय जगन्नाथ जय बलदेवाय जय सुभद्रा जय जय प्रभुपाद 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 जय जय प्रभुपाद निताय गौर हरि बोल हरि बोल हरि बोल निताय गौर हरि बोल
परमहंसा परिवाजकाचार्य अष्टोत्तर श्रोता श्री श्रीमद हिज डिवाइन ग्रेस एसी भक्ति वेदांता स्वामी शिला प्रभुपाद की जय। जय ओम विष्णुपाद परमहंसा परिवाजकाचार्य अष्टोत्तर श्रोता श्री श्रीमद हिज डिवाइन ग्रेस भक्ति सिद्धांत सरस्वती ठाकुर गोस्वामी महाराज शिला प्रभुपाद की जय। नामाचार्य शिला हरिदास ठाकुर की जय। अनंत कोटि वैष्णव वृंद की जय। प्रेम से कहो श्री कृष्ण चैतन्य प्रभु नित्यानंद श्री अद्वैत गदाधर श्रीवासादि गौर भक्त वृंद की जय। श्री श्री राधा कृष्ण गोपा गोपीनाथ श्याम कुंड राधा कुंड गिरि गोवर्धन की जय। वृंदावन धाम की जय। नवदीप मायापुर धाम की जय। पुरुषोत्तम क्षेत्र जगन्नाथपुरी धाम की जय। गंगा माई की जय। जमुना माई की जय। भक्ति देवी तुलसी महारानी की जय। श्री श्री किशोर किशोरी की जय। जगन्नाथ बलदेव सुभद्रा महारानी की जय। श्री श्री गौर निताई की जय। निताई गौर प्रेमानंदे। All glories to assemble devotees. All glories to assemble devotees. All glories to assemble devotees. All glories, all glories, all glories to Guru and Gauranga.
Hare Krishna. Hare Krishna. Somebody is blocking a car, and this is important because the car needs to go and pick up one of our pujari who has to go on the altar in 15 minutes. So the car is Toyota RAV4. The license plate is, oh Krishna, AY65372. Kindly don't block cars because it's like, you know, there are devotees who do services for the deities and their service gets interrupted when you block the cars like that. So whoever it is, can you please remove your car, your SUV, so the pujari who is supposed to come and do service for Kishore Kishori can come on time? Thank you very much. Hare Krishna. Is it anybody's car in this room here? Okay. Hare Krishna.
भगवान की जय, प्रहलाद महाराज की जय, निताय गौर प्रेमानंदे, हरि बोल।
हरे कृष्णा हरे कृष्णा 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 हरे 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 राम 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 हरे हरे. Thank you all very much for joining us at our weekly Sunday feast program. Few quick announcements before we continue. First of all, a big thanks and Hari Bol to all the children who recited Bhagavad Gita earlier today. Hari Bol! So if you weren't able to make it, I believe it's viewable on YouTube as well. It was a really sweet experience. Next is, it's currently the December Marathon going on right now. So if you have not had a chance to participate, I highly encourage you to do so. There is a very enthusiastic book distribution team here. You can meet some of them in the lobby. They've been going out every weekend to share this gift that keeps on giving, this transcendental knowledge in Srila Prabhupada's books, which is especially emphasized in a concentrated effort for the month of December, which is a month associated with giving. And you'll hear a lot more about that later this evening. And if you want to find out about other ways you can get involved in the December Marathon, please see the team in the lobby. Finally, there is a winter retreat. Registration is going on right now. That's December 21st through the 25th. And the theme will explore deepening our bhakti through prayer. So it's a really nice opportunity to better connect and understand a very personal way of connecting with Krishna. So it'll be a fantastic event, and highly encourage everyone to take advantage of that opportunity. Shri Krishna. And finally, we'll turn it over to tonight's speaker, His Grace Vrajapati Prabhu. He will be speaking on the topic, "'Tis the Season." Many of us may know him, some of us may not, but he's been a long-time congregation member, and this is his first Sunday feast here in Chicago. Haribo! So, very excited, and thank you for taking on the service, Prabhu. On that note, we'll turn it over. Hare Krishna. Sorry, I almost forgot. Just a request. If everyone can please come forward, more people will be joining us as the evening continues, so it'll get quite crowded in the back. So please come forward, please come forward, please come forward. And yeah, especially if the men on this side could come over here, there's a lot more space, and that's the area that it gets most crowded. So you'll probably find it's more comfortable to come over on this side. Hare Krishna.
Sorry.
While we're waiting for the setup, I was just reminded, actually this Tuesday, Gita Jayanti, the advent of the Bhagavad Gita, so there will be a Bhagavad Gita recitation at 3 o'clock, and for the first time in over a decade, His Holiness Niranjan Swami will be here to celebrate Gita Jayanti with us, as well as have a special program starting at 6:30 p.m. So he will be giving a class, and most likely a kirtan in there. If you've never heard his kirtans, I highly encourage you, check it out on YouTube. They're amazing, and this is a really rare opportunity. Maharaj almost never visits Chicago. So that's this Tuesday, 6:30. If you're able to come at 3 o'clock for the Bhagavad Gita recitation, even better. But hope you can all make it. Hare Krishna.
Okay. Sorry for the delay. It's expected. All right. Jaya Radha Madhava Kunja Vihari Jaya Radha Madhava Kunja Vihari Jaya Gopi Jana Vallabha Girivaradhari Jaya Jaya Gopi Jana Vallabha Girivaradhari Jaya Yashodanandana Brajajana Ranjana Yashodanandana Yashodanandana Brajajana Ranjana Yamuna Tira Vanachari Yamuna Tira Vanachari Jaya Radha Madhava Kunja Vihari Jaya Radha Madhava Kunja Vihari Om Jnanatimirandasya Gnananjana Shalakaya Chakshurunmilitam Yena Tasmai Shri Guruve Namaha Vanchakalpatarubhyascha Kripasindubhya eva cha Vanchakalpatarubhyascha Kripasindubhya cha Om Vishnu Padaya Krishna Krishnaya Bhutale Srimate Bhaktivedanta Swami Nityanamani. So, how many of you know about what "'tis the season" means? Maybe some idea of what "'tis the season" means? Yeah. Yeah. Giving gifts, yeah. So this, I mean, the originally this phrase, started from a song, and that's how they use it now, in many places, but mainly associated with giving, but also with the song was "'Tis the season to be jolly, fa la 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 la," right? So that's how this phrase started, and now it's been used everywhere, and although it's grammatically not, completely right, it's used to describe many things that happen during this season, especially like in America, where the whole month, even though it could be -20, right? But the whole month is outside. If you go, it's decked up with lots of lights. People are happy and joyful, and this is what the month really stands for, right? So tonight's topic is going to be related to many things we can see during this season from a spiritual perspective. So the first and foremost thing in this season that we can see is starting with looking at how we can see miracles around us that are happening. So, do you guys believe in miracles? Anybody? Yeah. And can any of you name any of the miracles that you see around you? Or maybe something that has happened to you, maybe? No? Sorry? Hippies to happies, that's a big miracle, right? Yeah, when Prabhupada was asked, what is the miracle? You know, all these swamis are showing so many miracles around the world, but what is your miracle? And Prabhupada said, this is my miracle. Yeah, hippies to happies, great example. Anything else? So, on a daily basis, because we are so caught up in our daily life, doing things and running behind things, we generally don't spend any time looking at miracles around us. And you will see what I'm talking about in the next few slides. So, first of all, before we start looking at these miracles, we have to realize how human life is so precious. Every moment in our life is really, really precious. And just, you know, the fact that dark clouds, you know, get together and give us rain is a miracle, right? And the sun rises on one side every day, right, and goes to the other side every day. That's another miracle that we are seeing on a daily basis, yeah. Or that we are suspended in air, right, without any support, right? That's a big miracle in itself. We hardly notice these things on a daily basis, right? Or be it as simple as breathing in and breathing out, right? The air we breathe in and the air we breathe out, that's a miracle in itself. Like if we stop breathing, what happens, right? And it's also miraculous like how we take, of all the things that's available, we only take oxygen and we leave out carbon dioxide. That's a miracle too, right? And the system, the whole system is designed in such a way that we also cannot live without, you know, breathing out once we take in. And I'm going to talk about this more a little while later. Just breaking your bone, right? And the bone actually grows back 7 times stronger. That's a miracle. Yeah. If you take a blood, you know, a cut on your fingers, and it magically vanishes away, right? If you give it enough time, that's a miracle. So this is the season for us to start seeing things around us and not seeing them as just things, but as miracles, as things that are not normal, but they are meant for our sustenance, right? These are things designed by somebody. There is a creator behind this. And the next point is to acknowledge the hand behind these miracles. This is the season to acknowledge the hand behind these miracles. And who is that hand who is, you know, behind such miracles? Yes, Krishna. See? Even a small kid knows that there is one supreme being who is behind all this creation and who is behind the sustenance of this creation and maintaining this creation. So when we realize that we are receiving these gifts on a daily basis, right? There is no actual season for celebrating, right? We have to celebrate every day because we are receiving these gifts every single day, from the Supreme. And right now we are breathing, and I don't even think I appreciate the fact that I am breathing, right? We don't realize until we lose it. Yeah, some of these things we don't realize until we lose it. There was this lady who lost her vision in her youth, and due to her surgery she got her vision back. And after that she was doing the dishes. She never used to like doing dishes before, and she was doing dishes, and while doing dishes she saw these the soap ladder has these bubbles, and in the bubbles she could see the rainbows in it, and she was able to appreciate that. She's able to see that. You know, so some of these things, the miracles in everyday life, we are not able to appreciate until we lose it. Yeah, and it should not be too late before we realize, you know, these miracles and the hand behind these miracles. And we also have the ability to make free choice, right? We have this ability that's not something that we appreciate every day, right? We came here, all of you came here making a choice today, right? So that's something that we do on a daily basis, but we are able to make that choice because the Supreme Being also gives us choice, and based on that choice we make certain decisions, right? So this is the season to be jolly. As I was, you know, saying that the phrase originated from this song called "This is the Season," right? So this is the season to be joyful, yeah, and knowing that we are protected. How are we protected, right? Let's see how Krishna says that we are protected. So before that, I think I skipped the verse here, right? So nityo nityanam chetananam eko ya bhuvanam vidadhatati kaman. That means there's one entity, right? That is the Supreme, and there are several different entities that are supported by the Supreme. That is the difference here. So if you see the translation here, the Supreme Lord is eternal and living beings are eternal. The Supreme Lord is cognizant and the living beings are cognizant. So what is the difference, right? What is the difference between the two living entities? That He is able to maintain us, He is able to support us, He is able to provide us the necessities that we need. That is the difference between us and the Supreme Person. So the story of Narad Muni helps us how to realize that we are always being protected. So Narad Muni, in the first canto of Srimad Bhagavatam, it is described how Narad Muni was a small boy when he he doesn't have a father, he doesn't know who is his father. At that age, in terms of the timing, not having a father meant a lot. It was not very easy for them to live without knowing, or for him to take that. And so in India, there's also this, during that age, there was this Chaturmasya period, which is 4 months of the rainy season, where you cannot go, anywhere, and normally the sadhus or the saints, they use this time in order to meditate on the Lord or do some extra studies, and staying in one place basically. So there's this bunch of sadhus and saints who actually stop at Narad Muni's place, and he is living with his mother at that point, and they spend some time there, and they're discussing about the Supreme Person, they're discussing about the Vedas, they're discussing about many different things. And at that point, Narad Muni is very curious about what they're discussing. And he submissively serves them, and the saints are very happy with him, and they give him a lot of blessings, and they go after that. After immediately after that, his mother passes away. Yeah, and his house is burned down. And at this point, imagine he's a very small boy, and he's completely. I mean, normally, if I was there, I would be, completely devastated, and I wouldn't know what to do. But because of those blessings, Narad Muni is able to. He's fearless, and he goes around the world, and looking at the Lord's miracles that are happening around the world. So he travels around the 3 worlds, and he's able to appreciate, and all throughout, the Lord is always protecting him. Wherever he goes, the Lord is always protecting him. So this is one example of, where in Bhagavatam it is described how we can take the Lord's protection. There's another example of Prahlad Maharaj, you all know that story, who takes the shelter of Lord, whatever happens, and even though he's under so much trouble, he never gives up his faith on the Supreme Lord. Yeah. Then there is, you might say these are all stories from the scriptures. What about, modern day life? So there is this Sankirtan story that is shared by His Grace Mahatma Prabhu, and he shares when the first time the Krishna book arrived from Japan, the one with the Radha Krishna wrapper around it, the Krishna book. It was printed in Japan, and until that point, until the books came there, all the Sankirtan devotees, they were only used to distributing Back to Godhead magazines for like 25 cents or something. So when these books arrived, it was all the devotees were like, there's no way we're going to be able to distribute these, because it was $8 per piece, and they were, until then they had only distributed like Back to Godhead magazines. They were like, there's no way we're going to be able to distribute these. So then what happens? Shama Sundar Prabhu, he was one of the pioneers. For those of you who don't know, he was sent by Srila Prabhupada to preach in England. He talked to the Beatles, and he made George Harrison a devotee. So Shama Sundar Prabhu, he was making these notes of whatever Prabhupada used to say, and he used to send these BBT letters to all the devotees who were on Sankirtan party. So the devotees in Canada, they got this letter saying that whoever distributes Krishna's books, or whoever is distributing, regardless of the place, regardless of the circumstance, I take the dust from their lotus feet and I put it on my head, Prabhupada said. So that letter made these devotees go mad. They were like, we have to do this distribution. So they were like, they jumped in a van with a bunch of, with a little bit of uncooked rice and dal, and they, go on this Sankirtan party to distribute Krishna books. So, Vancouver is pretty cold in winter season, so it was winter, and they just stopped somewhere because there was this snowstorm, blizzard, and they could not go anywhere. And they were hoping for someone to come and take the book. And for their good fortune, someone walked by, and he was a drunkard. And there was this Prabhu, his name was Haridas Thakur Prabhu. And he goes to this drunkard person. He actually had distributed this Krishna book already in SFO once, so he had the confidence to distribute this book. So he goes there and he talks to this person and he explains this, and all the other devotees are like, he's just wasting his time, and there's no way this person is going to take this book. And after 5 minutes of showing pictures and so on, this person is like looking for, you know, in all his pockets, because he's wearing all these jackets and all, he's looking for money in all his pockets, because he's not very sure where his money is, obviously. So he finally gives him $8, and everybody's like, Haribol, you know. So, you know, that is like taking Krishna's shelter, right? They are dependent on Krishna at that point, and Krishna is always protecting them. And at that time they realize that they don't have any place to go, because it's like, you know, snowstorm, and they cannot stay in the van all the time. So they just drive around the town, and they find this hostel. There's a board. They just go and knock on the hostel, and the guy opens the door, and he says, yeah, please come. You know, I have this room, and you can stay. And they have a private bathroom, so it's like perfect brahmachari ashram for them. So, so yeah, even in modern day, as long as we are dependent on Krishna, and if we're fully surrendered, Krishna will take care. So that is the point about you know, this story. So Krishna offers supreme protection. Yeah. So he says in Bhagavad Gita 9:22, Ananyas chintayanto mam ye jana paripasate tesham nityabhuktanam yogakshemam vahamyaham. So, but those who worship always me with exclusive devotion, meditating on my transcendental form, to them I carry what they lack, yeah, and I preserve what they have. So he's giving this assurance, saying that he's going to carry forward whatever you have already. At the same time, if you lack something, he's going to give that quality to you as well. So he's giving that to you in writing in Bhagavad Gita. You know, this is told by Krishna himself. So there's no need to worry, yeah, when we take shelter. So he's the supreme protector. So when we know that we can experience this joy through Krishna consciousness, the next step would be to give this joy to others, right? And this is the season to share this joy with others. So what does Krishna really want, and why is he stressing upon sharing this joy with others, right? So what is necessary for having happiness in this world is to have this connection with Krishna. Without this connection, we will only be unhappy. That is what the scriptures tell us. That is what Krishna also tells us, that if we do not have this relationship with Krishna, and if we forget that relationship with Krishna, then we will only be unhappy, right? So Srila Vyasadeva, out of his deep compassion toward the human beings, wrote down the Srimad Bhagavatam, yeah, and the whole of Vedas he made, especially Bhagavatam, is really important for us, because it gives us so many instructions that we can follow. And simply by reading and understanding these instructions in Bhagavatam, one can regulate one's life in such a way that he can be completely satisfied and be happy. So when one is completely satisfied and is happy, what is the next step? Anybody? Share it, exactly. So that is our movement. The movement is of giving. We're going to come to that. You know, so the life of a person who is satisfied and happy, his motto becomes, the next one is that of giving. His life's motto becomes that of giving. So how can I support other living entities? How can I give this knowledge to others, you know, which is giving me so much joy? In material consciousness, you know, we always look at how am I satisfied, you know, how am I, you know, the more I grab, the more I will be happy is the philosophy, right? In terms of material happiness, the more I take in, the more I will be happy. That is the material happiness. But in spiritual happiness, the more we give, the more we experience that happiness. So 1 minus 1 is actually 2 in terms of like spiritual happiness. The equation, the spiritual mathematics is 1 minus 1 is actually 2. If we give more, we're actually going to experience more of spiritual happiness. And by giving, we become a bigger person. So in when we were talking about material happiness, right? A couple of quotes by Radhanath Maharaj here, which is in an evolved human society, people love people and they use things. But unfortunately, the way the world is today, all too often, people love things and use people, right? That is what is happening around the world today. Yeah. And another quote which I like a lot is, too many people spend their money they haven't earned to buy things they don't want and to impress people they don't like, right? Usually this is the case. So when we start seeing every person, every living entity as a miracle, as Krishna says in Bhagavad Gita, the living soul is the most amazing thing. And when we see everyone as a source, as coming from the same source, then we see everyone equally. Like in one of the examples is that of a kartal. Like if you take a look at the kartal and the center here, if that is Krishna, and if all the living entities were different dots on this kartal, they all connect to the center through not only Krishna but also through other living entities. So if we were to connect with Krishna, we also need to make sure that we take care of other living entities around us. And how can we take care of other living entities around us? Krishna consciousness gives a completely different approach to living life. And other than living life in fear all the time, if you take materially, if people are looking at how, if we don't have Krishna consciousness in our life, it's always like we're afraid of something. We're afraid of losing jobs, we're afraid of the visa, we're afraid of, some disease, we're afraid of something or the other. But Krishna consciousness gives us the perspective of the soul. And when we have the perspective of the soul, it is very easy to overcome all these material attachments and material things that we look at in a material perspective. Yeah. So when it comes to giving, right, giving Krishna consciousness to others, there's some stories in the Bhagavatam that talk about how to give, or these are great examples of unrestrained givers. One is that of Rantidev. King Rantidev was a really amazing devotee of Krishna or Vishnu, and he was known to be a person who was famous for giving away things like in charity. And so he gives up the whole kingdom. Even then, at some point, Vishnu is asked by Brahma and Shiva and all these demigods. They approach him and ask, "Who's your greatest devotee?" And he says, Vishnu says, Rantidev is one of my great devotees. And Brahma and all these demigods, they go and try to test Rantidev. So Rantidev would have just completed 48 days of fasting, and at that point Brahma and all the other demigods, they go, and when he's about to break his fast with a good portion of food, they go, and one of them goes in the form of a brahmana. He goes and asks for food, and he gives half of his food to this person. And then again, one more person goes as a farmer. Again, Rantidev gives half of what is left to him. Again, one more goes as a Shudra, and then he gives half of, whatever is left over, he just gives it to him. He just has a bottle of water at that time. And one more demigod goes as a Rishi, and he asks him for water, and he gives that water too. And at that time, everybody is amazed at how, like, you know, suppose if we have done like 1 day of fasting, you know, the next day after like Janmashtami or something, we'll be craving for water, right? And this person, he's able to give all this that he's supposed to have, and you know, the water also, he gives it away. So, you know, Grantidev is one amazing example for us to, you know, follow. And giving away in charity also reminds the story of the Dichi. The Dichi Rishi was approached by the demigods when they were attacked by a demon called Vritrasura, a serpent. And the Dichi Muni, so this curse would be for Indra or the demigods would be that they cannot have any weapons that would not destroy, which is made of wood or metal, that would destroy this demon. So they go and they ask Brahma and Shiva, and finally they go to Vishnu, and Vishnu says, if you go to Dadichi Muni and ask him for his bones, and those bones, if you make a weapon out of it called Vajra, that weapon will destroy this Vritrasura. And at that time, all the demigods approach Dadichi Muni. And also Vishnu says that he's not going to give it to you easily. So they explain, or Dadichi Muni wants to hear to how the self is the most important part in any living entity, and that is the only part of the living entity that we should be focused on. So all these demigods tell him about this, and he agrees to give his bones. So some of us actually are even scared sometimes to give, even in our driver's license, to give organs even after we are dead, right? But Dadichi Muni gives his own life. When he's alive, he goes into Samadhi and he gives his bones as a charity to the demigods. So the next example of giving in charity is that of Bali Maharaj. How can we leave out Bali Maharaj, right? So he's Atma Nivedana. He's example for giving his own self as in charity. So when Bali Maharaj, when Vamanadev, again, the demigods seem to be losing all wars all the time, right? So demigods approach Lord Vishnu because Bali Maharaj would have taken the whole of their kingdom, and he would be ruling over that, and Vishnu goes as Vamana, who's a brahmachari, dwarf, and he goes and asks for just 3 pieces of land, and Bali Maharaj readily agrees, and Shukracharya, his spiritual master, he warns him that this is Lord Vishnu who's come in disguise of a dwarf, and Bali Maharaj, he says, okay, this is my good fortune, then I would give him anything he wants. And even though his spiritual master warns him, he goes against his spiritual master to give in charity whatever his promise is. He will stick to that. And as you can see in the picture, Vamanadev grows really big, and he takes not only the planets which are, the land that he's promised, but also he takes the upper planets, he takes the whole universe. And finally, he says, I've taken like 2 steps already. Where should I keep the 3rd step? And Bali Maharaj says, I don't have anything, O my Lord. All I have right now is my own self. So please, keep your 3rd step on my head and take me as and I surrender unto you. So this is Atma Nivedan. So this is another type of charity where we are actually giving our soul to the Supreme. Yeah, we're just not giving things, or just not giving our body, but we're actually giving our own self. So these are 3 different examples of people giving different things in charity. And this is from Srimad Bhagavatam. You can go through this. This is available in multiple cantos, and we can there are plenty of stories to go through in Bhagavatam. I just picked these 3 so we can go through those in terms of which are examples for us to follow in terms of charity. Now one can ask, we cannot become devotee like these devotees. We cannot do charity like this. So Krishna gives us different levels of things in chapter 12 of Bhagavad Gita. So he says in 12.8, he says, just fix your mind upon me, the Supreme Personality of Godhead, and engage all your intelligence in me. So he gives different levels of surrendering, or different levels of actions that we can do. So he says, thus you will live in me always without a doubt, he says. So that is the first level he gives. Then for those, he says, who cannot do this, my dear O Arjuna, O winner of wealth, if you cannot fix your mind upon me without deviation, then follow the regulative principles of Bhakti Yoga. So if you cannot always fix your mind upon me, then follow the regulative principles of Bhakti Yoga, which will eventually lead you to this. In this way, develop a desire to attain me. So he's saying, if you cannot do this, then do this. Then let's say you cannot do this also. If you cannot practice the regulations of Bhakti Yoga also, then just try to work for me, because working for me you will come to the perfect stage. So all these are like different alternative options Krishna is giving, because Krishna knows that there's not one type of person who's going to read Bhagavad Gita. There's different types of people who are going to read Bhagavad Gita. So he's giving multiple options. And finally he says, if however you're unable to work in consciousness of me, then try to act giving up all results and try to be self-situated. So he's saying, finally, if you're not able to even follow all these 3 things, then you can just give me the results of your work. Give up on the results and just be self-situated. So even if there is danger of losing something, if we try to give, that is what Krishna always appreciates. So if we are in a position where we're going to lose something, or in terms of giving charity, if we are if we give something that is most dear to us in charity, that Krishna really appreciates. Then it's very easy to give things in charity that we don't use anymore, right? Goodwill and stuff, right? But when something that is very dear to us, and if we try to give that, then that is what Krishna loves. Excuse me. So so in this other next verse, in 9.27, Krishna says, Yat karoshi yad ajnasi, yad juhosi dadashi yat tapasyasi kaunteya, tat kurushva madarpanama. So he says, O son of Kunti, all that you do, all that you eat, all that you offer and give away, as well as the austerities that you may perform, should be done as an offering to me. So this is what we do in Bhakti Yoga. Whatever we do that as an offering to Krishna. So what are some of the daily activities that we do as an offering to Krishna? Eating, yeah. We do it as an offering to Krishna. How do we make that offering? Yeah, so we offer the bhoga to Krishna before it is actually, when we cook something, we offer it to Krishna, and then we have that, we honor the prasadam. Yes, somebody else raise their hands here, no? Anything else that we can do? Yeah. Okay. Yeah. Devotional service, yeah, and any activity that we do could be made devotional service, right? So it could be chanting, it could be dressing the deities, it could be, so many different things. It could be just thinking about Krishna while you're working. All that can be a service and can be an activity that could be made devotional, can be dovetailed into a Krishna conscious activity. So this is what Krishna says, that when you give me something, so Krishna is giving us so many things, right? We saw so many miracles that Krishna is doing, and he's just helping us in our daily activities. He's helping us breathe. He's created this environment for us. So he's giving us so many things, and in return he's just asking us that we remember him whenever we do something. We do not forget him. Yeah, we make the activity spiritual. Then there is the types of charity that Krishna talks about, right? In the 17th chapter, Krishna talks about 3 different types of charities, and this is based on the consciousness with which we give. That defines these 3 different types of charities. So one is the gift which is given out of duty at the proper time and place to a worthy person and without expectation in return. This is the key point here. Without expectation in return. This is in the mode of goodness. So normally when we give something in the hundi, we put, right, as a donation. What is going on in our heart, right? I mean, at least not everyone I know, but some people, they always go with a motive, right? Krishna, I give you this. It's a business transaction in the end. I give you this, you give me something in return, right? But charity performed with expectation of some return, right? And it could be not directly requesting, but something I'm doing, I expect subtly, I'm expecting something as a return. I may not ask him directly, but okay, Krishna, you can do this for me, So that, or with a desire of fruitive results, in a grudging mode, right? By force, if we are giving something. And that is said to be charity in the mode of passion. And thirdly, Krishna defines the charity in mode of ignorance, which is charity performed at an improper place and time and given to unworthy persons without respect and with contempt, is charity in the mode of ignorance. So sometimes we see, maybe a drunkard lying on the road, and in order to help him, let's say, this person goes and he says, okay, I like drinking too, let's go and, go to a bar, right? That's charity in the mode of ignorance. So ours is a giving movement. Yeah, when Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, he started the first Sankirtan, the theme with which Chaitanya Mahaprabhu starts Sankirtan movement, it's starting about, he started it with a giving. And you have to have something to give also, right? So Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, he kept his first group of devotees together with him, and they did Sankirtan together, not going anywhere, locked in one place for 1 year. They chanted the holy names of Krishna together. Because when you don't have something to give, right, what will you give? Right? You always have to have something to give. So then Mahaprabhu opened the doors for everybody, and now you can go and give it to all the people. Now you're empowered to give the holy names of Krishna to everyone. So ours is a movement of giving. And Krishnaraj Kaviraj Goswami, he describes how Chaitanya Mahaprabhu empowered everyone to become a giver also. So when we give Krishna consciousness to others or contribute towards Krishna consciousness or spreading of Krishna consciousness, then the empowerment automatically comes from Krishna, and we also get a permanent credit. So the credit that we get because of distributing books or because of distributing or sharing Krishna consciousness with others is permanent. It's not something that we lose. Like, let's say we give a toy to a kid, he forgets about that in a year, but Krishna never forgets what we've done for him in order to preach his message or spread his message. And here I put a few verses for us to remember again, this is from 7th canto of Bhagavatam. Prahlad Maharaj is saying, the Supreme Lord, the Supreme Personality of Godhead, is always fully satisfied in himself. So we don't have to give back to Krishna to satisfy him, because he's already having everything. He doesn't need us to give him anything. Therefore, when something is offered to him, the offering by Lord's mercy is for the benefit of the devotee. When we give out a book in Sankirtan, right, we ask them to give something in return, right, not to make money, but for their benefit, because when they give something in return, it actually gives them benefit of, being able to read that, and the mercy flows through the disciplic succession, because they're giving something in return. And to give an example, if one's face is decorated, the reflection of one's face in a mirror is also seen to be decorated, right? It's a simple example, but when we actually give to Krishna, we are decorating ourselves. That is what it means. Yeah. So this is an excellent example given by Prahlad Maharaj, and this is a pastime that happened. Once a woman was selling the fruits in Vrindavan, and this is in 10th canto of Bhagavatam. O inhabitants of Vrajabhumi, if you want to purchase some fruits, come here. Upon hearing this, Krishna immediately took some grains and went to barter as if he needed some fruits. So when Krishna used to see all his parents and all the Vrindavan Masis, they were doing this barter system, and Krishna runs to her and he says, why don't you give me some fruits? And by the time he's running, Krishna was going to the fruit vendor very hastily. Most of the grains he was holding fell, actually. So even the ones that he caught in small hands, those also fell. And nonetheless, the fruit vendor filled Krishna's hands with fruits, and her fruit basket was immediately filled with jewels and gold. So again, 1 minus 1 is 2. Yeah, because when we give something to Krishna, he actually adorns us with multiple, in this case it was jewels, but it could be material benefit or, spiritual benefit. So it depends on what is our desire. And when we give to Krishna, we should always, although it is said that we should not expect anything, it is good to have some kind of spiritual desire, because spiritual desire is not is eternal. It's eternally. So Krishna is reading your mind, right? He knows what is best for you, but sometimes there could be difficulties that may come across to us as well, and which may seem like, oh, I'm giving so much to Krishna, and he's giving me so much in terms of difficulties. That is for us to get purified and overcome. And there's also always this, he's always made us, he's making us purified and giving us his mercy, so that we can realize that, okay, Krishna is putting us in this situation so that we can overcome this situation and, learn about surrendering more. Yeah. So I'm gonna skip these two verses, but 1868 and 69 is where Krishna says, what is a guarantee? He gives us, for one who explains the supreme secret to the devotee, he is the most dearest to me. And how can we give, right? How can all of us give in this season, right? We talked about this is the season to give. So how can we give? So we have Prabhupada's request on what one should be doing. So book distribution is our real business. If we give them a record, they simply hear some magical sounds and take it for sense gratification. He's saying even if we give them a Hare Krishna mantra, they'll think that it's some sense gratification song. So I'll just listen and forget, right? But if they receive one of the books and read one page, they're eternally benefited. So I would request each and every one of you to contribute to giving a book. Instead of giving anything, give Srila Prabhupada's book, at least one book in this. I think we have the theme this month of giving to Srila Prabhupada's book to somebody new. So please come forward if you have not done this already. Please come forward to give. If you don't know and where to get the books, we have a gift store here. We have Madhumangal Prabhu and his team who's working 24/7 on the book marathon, which is giving out about 6,000 Bhagavad Gitas, about 250 cases. That is the target for the December marathon. So please come forward and give, because this is the season to give. So, any questions or comments? Yes. Yeah. About breathing, yes. Thank you. Yeah. So, it was like Krishna in a simple thing such as breathing. He shows us that you cannot just keep taking things in. Suppose we were to do an exercise where we just breathe in, breathe out, breathe in, breathe out, and then just breathe in and stop. Right? We just take in and stop. We cannot do that. We have to give out. And Krishna is teaching us that we cannot keep taking in, but we have to give out. Thanks for bringing that point, Prabhu. Thank you. Okay, if there's no other questions, thank you very much again for listening patiently. I know it was kind of boring, but I am very thankful to you guys that you were here today, and please again come forward and help in Srila Prabhupada's mission as much as possible. As much as we can. Krishna says, we just need to do as much as we can, so thank you again for listening to me patiently. Hare Krishna. Srila Prabhupada ki jai.
Hare Krishna. Thank you very much, Rajapati Prabhu. Also, for anyone who is here for the very first time, we have a small gift, which you can kindly see Rajapati Prabhu for. They're in the table. I snuck them in before. So, yes. So please see him before you go out these doors and up the stairs for the dinner. Also, please come down. We have a fantastic kirtan lineup through the end of our program at 8 p.m. Hare Krishna.
Yeah, that's it. Sorry, it was like...
No, nice class, but never say the
I know.
It's the wrong thing to do as a public speaker.
I know.
Like I said, it was a nice class. Only it was very... No, it was really nice. And I think it was the first time.
Yeah.
Nice class. And
Yeah. I got the feedback in the past also. I used to...
They're saying
He'll be singing first. Yeah. Namo Vishnupadaya Krishna Pristaya Bhutale Srimate Bhakti Vedanta Swami Iti Namine. Namaste Saraswati Deve Gauravani Pracharine Nirvishesha Shunyavadi Pashyata Deshatarine. Jaya Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhar Shrivasadi Gaur Bhakta Vrinda. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna,
Krishna Krishna Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare Hare. Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare Hare. Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare Hare.
One more.
Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama Ram Hare Hare. Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama Ram Hare Hare. Hare Krishna Krishna Hare 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 Rama Ram Hare Hare. Hare Krishna Krishna Hare 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 Rama Ram Hare Hare. Hare Krishna Krishna Hare 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 Rama Ram Hare Hare. Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare Hare. Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama Rama Rama
Krishna Krishna Hare 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 Rama Hare Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama Hare Rama 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 Hare Hare Krishna Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama Hare Rama Rama Hare 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 Krishna Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama Hare Rama 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 Hare Hare Krishna Krishna Hare Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Jaya Kishore Kishore, Jaya Kishore जय किशोर किशोरी जय किशोर किशोरी जय गौरनिताय 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 जय गौरनिताय निताय जय गौरनिताय जय जगन्नाथाय जय जगन्नाथाय बलदेवा जय सुभद्रा जय जय प्रभुपाद 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 जय जय प्रभुपाद नित्य गौर हरि बोल हरि बोल हरि बोल नित्य गौर हरि बोल
She's gonna sing. नमो विष्णुपदाय कृष्णपृष्ठाय भूतले श्रीमती भक्तिवेदान्ता स्वामिनिति नामिने नमस्ते सरस्वती देवी गौरवाणी प्रचारिणे निर्विशेषा शून्यवादी पाशतादेशातारिणे जय श्री कृष्ण चैतन्य प्रभु नित्यानंद श्री अद्वैत गदाधर श्रीवासादि गौरभक्तवृंद हरे कृष्णा 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 हरे 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 रामा राम राम हरे Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Krishna Krishna Hare 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 Rama Hare Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare Hare Krishna Krishna Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare Hare Krishna Krishna Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare Hare Krishna Krishna Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare Hare Krishna Krishna Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna Krishna Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare Hare Jaya Kishore Kishori Jaya Kishore Kishori Kishore Kishori Jaya Kishore Kishori Jaya Prabhupada Jaya Prabhupada Prabhupada Jaya Prabhupada Nitai Gaura Hari Bol Hari Bol Hari Bol Nitai Gaura Hari Bol Nitai Gaura Hari Bol Hari Bol Hari Bol Nitai Gaura Hari Bol Hare Krishna Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama Hare Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna Hare Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Krishna Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama. Everybody together. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Again, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama, Hare Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Hare Ram 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 Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram 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 Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram Ram Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram Ram Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram Ram Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama Ram Hare 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 Krishna Krishna Hare 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 Krishna Krishna Hare 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 Rama Ram Hare 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 Krishna Krishna Hare 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 Ram Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram Hare Hare
जया किशोर किशोरी जया किशोर किशोरी जया किशोर किशोरी जया किशोर किशोरी जय जय जगन्नाथ जय जगन्नाथ जय बलदेव जय सुभद्रा जय गौरानिताय जय गौरानिताय गौरानिताय जय गौरानिताय निताय गौरा हरि बोल हरि बोल हरि बोल गौरा हरि बोल जय जय प्रभुपाद 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 जय प्रभुपाद
नाम संकीर्तन यज्ञ की जय।